Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're diving into something that I think is one of the most powerful tools a storyteller can have. It's all about making your audience not just read your words, but actually feel them.
I mean, think about it for a second. What makes a story really, truly unforgettable? The ones that stick with you for years. It's not just the plot, right? It's something more. The stories we remember are the ones we experience, the ones that pull us in so deep, it's like we were right there.
And the secret to making that happen? It's actually pretty simple. It all comes down to writing with your senses. You're taking what's in your head, what's in your heart, and you're translating it into a language the reader can see and hear and smell and taste and touch.
So let's open up the toolkit, shall we? We're going to break down these 5 senses of story and see exactly how you can use them to build an entire world for your reader to step into. You know, at its core, sensory language is all about closing that distance between you, the writer, and the reader. Instead of just telling them what happened, you're sending them an invitation to come live inside that moment right alongside you. Okay, look at how specific these details are. This is what it's all about. The sun isn't just shining. No, it dripped gold. The door doesn't just close, it creaked. You feel that scratchy blanket, right? You can almost taste that lemonade that stung sweet and sour. And that jacket, you can smell the pine and motor oil. That's what brings the scene to life.
All right, so that's the theory. It makes sense. But what does this actually look like when you put it all together? Let's jump into a short excerpt from a memoir and see how these tools can turn a simple memory into a really powerful story.
Okay, right out of the gate, you feel the disappointment, don't you? You can almost feel the damp sogginess of that cake. That's touch. And the sight of plastic ponchos over party hats, I mean, you can just picture it. It sounds like a total disaster of a birthday.
And then, bam, the whole mood shifts in just one sentence. That smell, cinnamon, and card games, it just instantly teleports us from that rainy mess outside to this feeling of warmth and comfort and fun. It's a smell that just feels like home, you know?
Wow, what a perfect use of sound. The author could have just said, Grandma was happy. But this is so much better. Her laugh isn't just a noise. It's this powerful force, strong enough to beat back a thunderstorm. This is showing emotion, not just telling us about it. It's fantastic.
So here's the big takeaway. Objectively, the day was a total mess, right? A rainy party, a ruined cake. But by using these specific sensory details, the smell of cinnamon, the sound of that laugh, the author completely transforms that mess into their absolute favorite memory. Now that's the power we're talking about.
So we've seen how sensory language can make a story feel real. But it actually does way more than that. When we ground our stories in these specific physical details, we're not just creating a scene, we're tapping into a much deeper truth. Let's dig into how these details don't just build a world, they actually build character.
I love this because it just nails the idea. Stories really begin with a feeling. The smell of fresh cookies, the sharp bite of the wind. These details aren't just descriptions, they're an invitation for the reader to step into an authentic experience. And sharing an authentic experience, well, that's the first step to revealing truth and character.
You see, telling our story, our true story, means sharing the reality of what we've experienced. And those specific sensory details, they're the tools we use to do it. They make our story not just entertaining, but believable and honest. When we describe the soggy cake or the smell of cinnamon, we're testifying to a real moment, and that allows other people to truly connect with our truth.
And this brings up a really crucial question. Why are we even doing this? Why master the craft of sensory writing? We can learn all the tricks in the book, but if the stories we tell don't help us or our readers grow, then what's really the point? This is where the craft of writing and the building of character have to meet.
This slide right here really gets to the heart of it. Storytelling is an incredibly powerful skill. When we use it with a moral compass to share truth, build empathy, and create connection, it helps us grow. But that exact same skill, without that compass, can be used to manipulate or deceive. So the goal isn't just to be a skilled writer, it's to be a wise one.
So why does all this matter? Well, because when you combine this skill with a real sense of purpose, sharing your truth honestly, it leads to something much deeper than just a well-written story. It can lead to understanding, and ultimately, it can lead to a sense of peace. So we'll end on this thought. The details you choose to share, the sights, the sounds, the smells, they're so much more than just descriptions. They're the actual building blocks of your truth.
Using them honestly is how you build a powerful story, and telling your true story, well, that's part of a bigger journey toward purpose and peace. So the real question is, what story are you going to choose to tell?